John C. McGinley is one of those actors people love to work with because directors and producers are constantly seeking him out. Many roles he's had in great Oliver Stone films: Wall Street, Platoon, Born on the 4th of July, Nixon. And for producer Bill Lawrence, McGinley spent 9 seasons playing Dr. Perry Cox on the hit show Scrubs. Now, Lawrence has also enlisted him to star in this brand new TBS comedy, which is called Ground Floor. I read about Ground Floor. It's interesting. They're describing it as a Romeo and Juliet played out in the modern world of corporate America. If you want to get in on the ground floor of Ground Floor, watch Thursday nights at 10. I think they just premiered it. It's on TBS. John C. McGinley, welcome to the Bob Rivers Show. Hey, John, how are you?
Hey, Bob. Good morning. Thanks for having me on up in Seattle.
Tis our pleasure. You're such a great actor. I've seen you in so many things. I don't know where to begin. You've been in 60 films. You, if I read correctly, you were Oliver Stone. You kind of caught his eye, and he had a lot to do with your career. But now you actually work for Oliver Stone. And do you audition actors for Oliver Stone as well?
I was his reader. If you came in and you were auditioning for, let's see, the films I did with him were The Doors. As his reader, when you came into audition, I was the guy you read with on The Doors, JFK, Talk Radio, and Any Given Sunday.
And tell me what a reader is for.
I helped him audition actors for 4 films.
Yeah, tell me what a reader is for someone who doesn't know what that is.
So you come in, you got to read the scene, and that's what the audition is. You've been given a scene or two, and you come in, and somebody has to read opposite you. And so I was the person reading opposite you. And
you could play any character, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because in the audition room, everybody can suspend their disbelief pretty quick, and you can see whether or not the man or woman is what you're looking for in the part, if you're Oliver. And so you just need somebody to bounce the material off of, and I'm that person.
How hard is it to tell if the person that's coming into audition is the right one for the job, and what was your best pick?
I had nothing to do with the picking. I was just there technically to be the reader with you. But you can tell almost immediately when an actor comes in, it's pretty quick. It's almost like speed dating. I've never speed dated, but my perception is
yeah.
You get to know each other pretty quick.
I'm Al Pacino, and I'll be reading for the part of Pat Nixon.
That's not going to work.
I wonder when the last time Al had to audition for something.
Yeah, so probably not that often.
Point.
Yeah.
Val,
yes, Joe.
Val Kilmer was pretty spooky as Jim Morrison. Did you have guys read that weren't so good? Don Johnson or anybody? I mean, guys Matthew McConaughey, who thought maybe they could pull off Jim Morrison?
No, the film was, Val was set before the film went. Oliver set him as Jim. And so people would come in to be in the band, to be Robbie Krieger and everybody else. But Val was set from go.
All right, now the show Ground Floor, which is on TBS Thursdays, 10 o'clock. What's today? Today's Wednesday, so you can see it tomorrow. It sounds interesting. It's there's this guy, he's a banker, and he's having what he thinks is a one-night stand with a beautiful woman, only it turns out she works in his building, and it's going to turn into a thing. Now, who do you play?
I play his boss at the investment house. And so up on the top floor is this investment house that I run, the hedge fund / Goldman Sachs kind of setup. And down on the ground floor is the maintenance staff of the building. And it's kind of sacrilege for a young Turk, a master of the universe from Tom Wolfe's book,
right,
to be dipping his pen in the company ink down on the ground floor.
Way down on the ground floor. Yeah. Right.
Those two things don't work. He can't be with her. She certainly can't be with him. And those are the polarizing variables that are pulling this kid in 2 different directions.
We live in a time where corporate America is sometimes, all the time, badmouthed by a lot of people and say that it controls everything and it's bigger than the government sometimes. Do you display corporate America just wielding ridiculous power that it shouldn't have? No,
I think where the show we find out is grounded, esoterically it's grounded in these 2 beliefs. A, is it more valuable to work 200, 300 hours a week until you're 40 and then have the possibility of leading the life that you want? Mm-hmm. Or B, is it the ground floor people get off work every day at 5? And so we don't provide you with an answer to which one of those is a more legitimate way to lead your life. I'm hoping we provide you that answer in season 10. But right now,
Yeah.
those are the two different ways in the context of this show's universe that you can lead your working life. And my character tells him that, you know, I worked my fingers to the bone until I was 40, and things worked out, and it can work out for you. But you got to work X zillion hours a week.
That is that.
I need your heart, soul, mind, body. I need you committed to this thing. And then the girl downstairs who's pulling him in the opposite direction is like, we'll meet you at the bar at 5. We're living for today.
Wow. And that's a real moral dilemma that a lot of people face. I mean,
Absolutely.
which just as an aside, the show won't tell us, but you tell me as an aside, which one do you prefer?
I don't think an actor could possibly live any other way but from minute to minute.
Minute to minute, meaning you have to work your fingers to the bone. I mean, you work hard. You're in 60 films, right?
No, but I mean, there's no other 70. There's no other way for an actor.
70 films, sorry.
And there's no way for an actor to be present if they're looking to unless you're some genius, to a bigger uber picture. I think actors, if they're not present and in every day, I don't know how they can do what they do.
So, but this is interesting. You have to be totally committed. On the other hand, you're not doing it for some future payoff. You're living in the moment.
Yeah, but any actor who tells you that they started out to do this for the money is lying.
Right.
Since we were all waiters and working, we were laying asphalt and putting shingles on roofs at the same time we were auditioning. So everybody I know, from Al Pacino to Paul Newman to anybody I know, they wanted to do this to be storytellers.
By the way, our producer, Luciana, wanted me to tell you she's a big fan of you. She thinks you're hot. She thinks you're buff. She saw you in Wild Hog. Yeah. And mentioned to me that you're married to a yoga instructor, but I'm not sure if that has anything to do with your fitness. In fact, I'm wondering if your wife's, into super fitness and you're also fit, do you work out together or is that something you do separately?
No, I've tried Ashtanga with Nicole a bunch of times, and I'm usually out in the water surfing when they're doing their practice, and so I respect that practice of Ashtanga, but it doesn't suit me quite as well as some of the other activities I like to do.
I know you hang out with Laird Hamilton and those guys. You guys live in Malibu and surf all the time. Is surfing something you can do, into your 80s? When do you finally say, I think I've ridden my last wave?
God, I don't know. That's going to be a sad day, man. I want to be dead before that happens.
We'd rather just be hit by something or eaten by something.
Well, let the ocean have you. That's how you stop surfing.
I think if a shark knocks you off the board and bites your head off and swims away, that'd be a pretty poetic way to go.
That's it.
I've never heard anybody ask for that before.
John C. McGinley. John, thanks a lot. Ground Floor tomorrow night at 10. Don't miss it.
Seattle's one of my favorite towns. Good to see you guys.
John, take care. Cool actor.
He basically said yoga's too boring.
He said, I
get
saw
that?
That was the question. It was like, your wife's a yoga instructor, and Luciana comes in and goes, he is so buff.
Yeah.
Do they work out together? Probably not.
Yoga's not for everyone. Some people need something a little more interactive, a little more out there, out in the ocean.
I like solitude when I work out. I could never be in a room with a bunch of people with some leader up on a bicycle or doing something.
No spin class for you?
No
group organized, you jazzercise, Zumba? Plus, you love to see the trail go by. I mean, you see the nature.
Yeah, but even when I'm working out with weights, I like to be alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of dangerous. I mean, just those you're using light ones, I guess. But
you know what? It's more dangerous not to work out.
I think that's probably true.
I think you're working out in the nude and you're not mentioning it.
It could be.
If I had a big workout room, I'd totally work out in the nude.
Danger, those things are dangerous.
Well,
that weight will fall on you.
Yeah, wrong. Yeah, you need a spotter.
I'm not bench pressing a Volkswagen.
Yeah, 300 pounds and no spotter. Come on.
Not a lot of guys found pinned by their 30-pound dumbbell. Trust me.
That's true.
6:41, 19 before 7. See what's going on today. Oh, bummer. Austin Jenks got eliminated from The Voice. They picked a horrible song for him. that we played yesterday, and he did get eliminated. Almost made the top 8. Still a tremendous, successful guy from our area.
Let's give it the respect it's due. 2 people were eliminated on The Voice last night. Top 10 was narrowed down to the top 8. America was able to save another contestant, but sadly for Austin, this is how it worked.
The 3 of you, Austin, Kat, Caroline, I've got to know all 3 of you, your families. Thank you so much for being here. Best of luck to all of you, no matter how this shakes out. Let's get to it. One of you was instantly saved, and the time has come. America's tweets are in. 2 will be going home. Here it is. America instantly saved. Caroline Pennell saved in the instant save on The Voice. Congratulations.
That hag.
Yeah.
That